everybody. Chaplain Timothy here again. I'm going to talk today about temptations and how we can let this word lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. But today we're going to be in Luke chapter 4, and we're going to start with verse 1. Then Jesus, full of the Holy Spirit, returned from the Jordan River. He was led by the Spirit in the wilderness, where he was tempted by the devil for 40 days. Jesus ate nothing all that time and became very hungry. And the devil said to him, "If you are the Son of God, tell this stone to become a loaf of bread." But Jesus said to him, "No, the scriptures say people do not live by bread alone." Then the devil took him up and revealed to him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. "I will give you the glory of these kingdoms and the authority over them," the devil said, "because they are mine to give to anyone I please. I will give it all to you if you will worship me." Jesus replied, "The scriptures say you must worship your Lord your God and serve only him." The devil took him up to Jerusalem, to the highest point of the temple, and said, "If you are the Son of God, jump off, for the scriptures say he will order his angels to protect and guard you, and they will hold you up with their hands so that you won't even hurt your foot on a stone." Jesus responded, "The scriptures say you must not test the Lord your God." When the devil had finished tempting Jesus, he left him until the next opportunity came. So, the enemy likes to use lures to tempt us, right? He's got his little fishing vest on. He's got his little anger lure. He's got his little drugs and alcohol lure. You know, he's got his whole fishing kit on. And so he's actively trying to get you to trip up. And so Jesus has answers for all of these temptations. And if he has answers for those temptations, he has the answers for every temptation. And so we marinate in his word to gain knowledge of these, and then we turn that into wisdom that, okay, I see this coming, I know that guy just cut me off, and now I'm going to get boiling angry. And what do we turn to? If we turn to his word, we have an answer for that. Oh, you know what? I'm not in that much of a hurry. You know, I know it's that lure. It's, man, the enemy knows that hate and anger lure, and he'll throw that out there quite a bit. Whether it's a guy cutting you off, whether it's a person saying something purposely to offend you, whatever the case may be, Jesus is always the answer to that temptation. What would Jesus say, or what would Jesus do in this situation? A lot of times we put ourselves into a place where we will be tempted. You know, if we go back to Egypt, well, we chose to go back to Egypt. If in our past life we were a drinker and we start meeting friends at bars, what happened? Well, we didn't use the word to keep us away from that temptation. Now, I'm not saying that you can't go there and be effective. There is a time and place, I believe, that we are going to have to start breaking the dogma of, I can't go there. I'm Christian, I can't go there. How are we going to be effective? How are we going to share his word? How are we going to touch that lost and broken if we're saying, I can't? Now, Jesus gave us many examples throughout the Bible, not just in his own life, but in the lives of the people in the Bible. If Joseph, who was beaten up by his brothers, sold off to a slave caravan, and then taken to whole new country, if he had surrendered to, oh man, this sucks, and rah, 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 he would have never helped that country, and then he would never been in a position to save his family. You know, the famine came, and he had vision, and the Lord had blessed him, and he saved up grain, and you know, his the land knew that there was an answer over there, and Joseph was in a position to facilitate God moving, and as he met his brother, and that led to his family realizing, oh man, he didn't go, didn't die. He's been there the entire time, doing good things, remaining faithful to the Lord, and now he's able to bless us with food. It's an amazing thing if you let it be amazing. If you just want it to be a story, then it'll be a story. Temptation can come in many forms. Maybe it's a girl or a guy. Maybe it's a fancy new car or a shiny new thing. Are we weighing or passing that thing through the light of the Lord and saying, is this going to be a good thing or a not good thing? Recently, I went to go buy a guitar, and there were two of them there. And one of them was a flaming candy red, beautiful, and the first thing I thought was a bunch of secular music. And then there was a second one, and the first thing I thought was worship. And so I had to weigh that temptation. If I'm going to be tempted to do more of the secular music, then I need to choose the guitar that will lead me to worship. And it's a sacrifice, but it's not really a sacrifice. It's honoring the Lord and allowing him to usher in a spirit of, a spirit of surrender. I want to do worship more than I like secular music, but worship is where I need to be so that I am not overly tempted to continue doing more or marinating more in secular music. Not that secular, it depends on you as an individual, and I'm not trying to say that, don't listen to secular music. That's another dogma, right? You get to choose in your own heart. The Lord is speaking, and the enemy will try and derail you and to shift your eyes, and it's up to you. You get to choose. The Lord absolutely, without a doubt, gives you the strength, the courage, the power of the love, the self-control to actually make that choice. It's written in his word. And so the more we can marinate in that, the more we can gain strength, turn knowledge into wisdom, the more we can be effective in our word, in our relationships, in our church, in our communities. We walk out this in open. So when our friends and our family and our country and our cities, our workplaces, when they see us doing these things, we don't have to say a word at that point because they see the word, the living word in action. They see it moving. And you never know, you may attract somebody to you because of that one little choice. And then that's your open, that's your chance to let the Lord shine through you. Hey, I chose this one because the other one was tempting me to do something that I didn't want to do, or a place I didn't want to go, or a thing I didn't want to have. And these are all good things, right? It's a good thing to be surrendered to the Lord to the point where you can actually make that choice without stressing about it, without, oh man, I gotta, I don't know. All those things are washed away. Jesus will wash those things away when you choose Jesus. We can have wonderful, great things when we choose Jesus, because he wants us to be blessed. He wants us to not be tempted, but to be delivered from evil. You know, the Father's Prayer has that verbiage in it, and there's a reason why. When you give it to the Lord, he has an answer. He has a response. It's not a reaction, it's a response. That message I just read, Jesus responded. Um, I don't know that he had to overly think about it because he knew the word. The word was already invested in his heart. How wonderful is that? An example that we can say, wow, the word that is in my heart has a response when the enemy wants to tempt me. That brings a peace, that brings courage and strength. And my hope is, as a church, as a people, we can continue to help others in these things. We can minister in this direction. A lot of people are being tempted right now. Tempted to anger, tempted to distrust, tempted to unlove, tempted to disconnect. And so when we break these lures off, when we tell the enemy, this one will trouble me no more. I'm not having this. Um, Jesus, break this one off. And then it's broken off. Jesus, break this one off. Broken off. Because he can and he will. You just have to ask. And I just think it's so encouraging, so empowering to me that it's a true thing. It is a truth about Jesus that he will break off chains. He will break off temptations. When we surrender to Jesus, this whole fishing vest can go bye-bye. That's not to say that the enemy is going to continually try. He's out there trying to fish. He's fly fishing. He's deep sea fishing. He's going at it. But when we have Jesus at the center and in our core, in our heart, those temptations no longer have a pull for us. The pull for us, the thing that we're focused on, is Jesus. We just set our eyes on Jesus, and those things, they're going to come and go. The enemy's always trying. But we have an answer. We have a response. No more, no more drugs, no more alcohol, no more fornication, no more whatever your thing, whatever this lure is, it's gone. Jesus will break it off. And it's not just for all the people who are mature and all, very strong and courageous. It's for everybody. It's for the new believer. It's for the intermediate believer. It's for everybody. It's for your enemy. It's for your friend. Jesus doesn't pick and choose like that. Well, I'm going to let that temptation get that person. He gives you choice now. You have to choose Jesus over the temptation. But he is there to offer that to you. Hey, you can choose that if you like, but I'm over here if you like. Very encouraging part of the Bible and his message is that even himself was tempted and he had responses to the enemy that led him away from the evil. In the end of that, the enemy had to go away. There are many verses that you can go to that when you give it to the Lord, he takes it and we are free of it. There's an exchange that happens. Hey, Lord, this thing is tempting me and I need your help. I need you to break that chain off. And while that's going on, while I'm going through this, my thought is going to be on you. My focus is going to be on you. And now there's a transition. Okay, so you've chosen, okay, I'm not going to do that anymore. That's not to say that if you make a mistake or two or whatever happens, that you can't go back and say, Lord, I really need your strength. Because God turns that failure into knowledge, and then we get to do the supernatural part happens with us, that we get to turn that into wisdom. And then that chain breaks. And then just wonderful things happen. I've seen it. You know, I'm sure everybody's seen something that has happened like that, and they're like, "Wow, that guy is not that way anymore, or that gal is not that way anymore." What happened? Jesus happened. Supernatural Jesus happened, and they, you know, I've seen many good people walk away from many a bad thing, and it's not that the person was good or the person was bad. The case is Jesus came in and supernaturally changed with his response, with his word, changed that situation, changed that bondage, and gone. Well, I hope this is very encouraging. I hope that we're all sharing love of the Lord and love of His Word and His strength and His courage in these times. And it's not just because of these times. I hope that this carries on, whether good times, bad times, or no times. Just continue to marinate yourself in His Word. Continue to love one another. Continue to build good relationships. Continue to choose Jesus over temptations. We give you love and thanks in Jesus' name. Take care.